Okay, so it's Thursday, December 3rd, and I am out at Eastside Honda in Baytown, Texas, and I am here today to pick up my new Honda Trail 125, CT125 Hunter Cub, as they're called in other markets. So I've already been in here a little bit this morning and got permission to do the camera, and I even filmed the unboxing of the bike, which is really cool. Check out their lobby art here. That is a very nicely restored 350. I likey. So very nice showroom, very clean. I like the grid floor plastic. That's pretty cool. They've got a lot of Honda lineup in here. In fact, I think they're Honda only. I haven't seen any other flavors. Maybe over there on the other side. But they've got Super Cub, some of the little ones. They got the Monkey and Groms. They don't have the 21 Groms yet because I don't think they've actually been released yet. Back in the back, they were uncrating and setting up a new Grom, but it was still a 20 model, I believe. Got all the power toys. They've got generators. They've got all kinds of good stuff in here. But they are a full-service shop. It seems like they've got watercraft service in the back, but I don't see any watercraft inside. But they do have the big Talons, and boy, that looks like fun. Whoa. It's just all motor and wheels, man. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that looks like fun. Maybe I'll have to get one of these sometime in the next couple years. I just don't know where I would drive it, ride it, whatever the appropriate term is for that. Man, that looks like one mean monkey. Oh, DCT, look at that. Oh, nice. I'll bet that is fun. Anyway, we've already done the paper signing, and got a hat over here at the parts counter. It's on my head right now, and did the contract signing and everything with the boys, and took care of my paperwork and handed over my money. And okay, so here we are signing the paperwork on the brand new 2021 Honda CT125A. See if I can get zoomed in on that. And MSRP $38.99. I have no problem paying full MSRP. Then there's the freight charge, dealer prep, and the other taxes and all that. And it comes up to $4,600 and change. So here we are. Ink the deal. I guess I'll have to blur out my signature, eh? All right, and then the next one, signature of applicant owner. That would be me. And I'll have to blur those out, obviously. And here we go, Eastside Honda. There's the VIN, odometer reading 1. Yeah, well, it hasn't come out of the crate yet. That's next. Where am I? Right here. Okay. Cool. Deal is done. We went back to the back and filmed the uncrating, unboxing, and initial setup of the bike a few minutes ago. Okay, so headed back to where all the magic happens. Cool. That looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Okay, it's way in the back, so they gotta go dig it out of there. And now they're finishing the PDI and the prep and all that, and should be ready to roll out on the road here in the next, I don't know, hour or two maybe, and take it home. So it's just a quick run through of the showroom out here at Eastside Honda, and I will rejoin you soon from the helm of the new Trail 125. Okay, well, here it is, everybody. The CT125 in America. California's already been getting some of theirs, and a few other places in the country seem to have gotten them about a week, almost 2 weeks ago. But I haven't seen anybody in Texas yet with it, so maybe I'm the first in Texas again. I don't know. Hard to tell. But yeah, these guys let me video the uncrating and unboxing and initial setup of the bike, and really there was not much to set up. It came complete, totally assembled minus the mirrors. That was it. I was pretty surprised. Usually, at least handlebars or front wheel or something's got to be put on, but no, this was ready. Put the mirrors on it, put the battery in it, put oil in it, and filled up the tank, and it's ready to go. So what I was noticing when they were setting it up is this is wonderful. I like a standard key on a bike like this and not the smart key that the Super Cub has. And turn it on and it's just the standard putter, putter, putter of the same engine. But I'm noticing that this one sounds a little quieter than the Super Cub. Maybe it's just a longer, different silencer arrangement, muffler arrangement. It sounds a little quieter. It doesn't have quite as deep a throaty sound as the Super Cub does, but yeah, it's a 125. Can't expect too much. So same motor, same everything except for the high swept pipe. The side case looks a little different over here. We've got no sight glass, but there's a little dipstick here and then the oil fill back there. Of course, the kickstart, which the Super Cub does not have. Zach Kortz with Revzilla now did a review on it just a few days ago, and he was saying that the Kickstarter was kind of in the way of his boot, and I can see where that might be an issue. Oh, cool. That looks like smudges, but that's actually like a bear claw in there. That's cool. Or wolf ball, whatever. I don't know if that is going to be in my way or not. Yeah, I'm hitting it. It's not bad, because I've got smaller feet, obviously, than Zach does, but yeah, I don't know. I might rotate that back on the spline a little bit like he did, because I'm kind of getting into it right there, but we'll see. I haven't shifted gears on it yet, so I don't know how that position is going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a problem, just like my Super Cub, where I have to press down really far. My ankle doesn't bend back that far, so I'll rotate this shifter spline. But the nice thing about this, I did that intentionally, it has the the ignition interlock. So if you have the side stand down and you put it in gear, it kills it. Smart. I wish the Super Cub had that for the US market, but we had to get the side stand as an accessory. So anyway, I've got, 0.1 miles? 0 miles total. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. The display is a reverse LCD, it looks like. It's not super visible in this overcast sky that we've got today. It's very cold out here today, by the way. It's only about 46 degrees and very windy. I would imagine at night that's illuminated. It's not super legible, easy to see right now, but I'll get used to it. What else? I think the bars might need to be readjusted a tiny bit, but yeah, other than that, standard fare, it's going to work. So I'm going to strap my stuff on the back of it. Backpack is just going to go on this massive rear rack. Look at this chunky monkey. I love it. And put all kinds of camping gear back there. Oh yeah, buddy. I guess we can do the... we don't have an emergency flasher, but, LED signals, tail light, headlight, everything is all full LED throughout on this bike. And it's got a nice halo ring around the light. That's pretty slick. I'm sure it's got a little beep beep horn. Meep meep. Yep, that's got to change. But at least it's easy to get to on this bike. Unlike the Super Cub, it's right up here in the front. So I'll probably relocate, put something further back, bigger, better, louder. Got to wake up these sleepy cagers here in Houston. It looks like the front fender is going to need to come up a bit for off-roading, but it's all metal. That's not plastic. Good stuff, boys. I've been watching a channel guy down in Australia, Ride with Waro, and he's been putting a lot of accessories on his bike, and one of the things that he got was a fender relocation kit that's just, essentially extenders, and it raises it up a couple of inches. That's going to be needed for doing any kind of mudding or whatever, because this will get packed full real fast. But they do have a little deflector on the back of it. That's nice. I like that. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to pause the video for a second and strap my gear on there and start heading home in this very, very cold weather. I've got about a 75 mile ride to get home, and I'm just going to take the side roads and, you know, vary the speed up and down because it's a brand new motor, and I'll catch you on the road. Okay, I got all my stuff packed up, and before I even leave the dealership, I'm going to install my first accessory, my quad lock stem mount for the phone, so I can clip my phone up here. I won't have power for it right now, but that's okay. At least I can mount the phone up there, and I'm going to use it for GPS. I love that they include the little hex wrench with this. That's so nice. Hey, box went flying again. It is very windy out here today. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. It's going to have a little bit of an angle to it, but that's okay. Good Lord, it's windy. Forecast today is totally wrong, by the way. It's supposed to be 60 and sunny. Not. There we go. Hey, what do you know? Now, that's probably going to shift around because I don't have it super duper tight, but that'll work. Okay, then. Let's light this fire-breathing beast up. Whoa, putter, putter, putter. This one seems to be starting a little smoother than my Cub does in the cold. The Cub has a weird little issue. I've talked about it before, where when you start it first thing in the morning, doesn't matter what the temperature outside is. It happens worse when it's cold, but anyway, it sputters. It runs up and then sputters down within about 5 seconds of starting it, and you just restart it and it's okay. But it seems like the cold start routine is a little bit off on the Cub's fueling. I had the shop check it out, and they called Honda and asked them about it, and Honda said, no idea. So anyway, this one's not doing it so far. Maybe it's just something to be expected. Got my 360 cam set up here. I might extend that out in a little bit and get further out, but I was trying to get it kind of even with the side of the bike so I don't snag it on somebody. That would suck. That's the one. Okay, so it's going to take me a good hour and a half to get home. Hour 48 minutes is what it's saying, because I'm staying off the highway. New motor and all that. I don't want to abuse it. And just take the slow road, access roads, and I will get there when I get there. Okay, down off the center stand. And here we go for the first time. It's weird seeing all the cables out here to the side compared to the Cub. You don't see those. They're hidden in the fairing of the fork shrouds. Okay, so here we go. Didn't die that time because I didn't have the side stand down. Yeah, I'm having trouble actuating that shift so far down. I'm going to be doing a toe shift with it until I readjust that shift yoke. Got to get my mirrors all set here. The mirrors are pretty poor. They're very narrow, just like they were on the Cub, so that's obviously got to be something that's changed out for my purposes. I'll be putting the folding flip-away mirrors on here. I'll let that guy go because I'm slow. Yep, can't reach that shift. I tried 3 times in a row, and I can't bend my ankle far enough down for that thing, so, or far enough backwards. So I have to rotate that shifter. I wish I'd known that on my Super Cub the first day I owned it, because man, that would have been the very first thing I changed. So my parts order from Japan is on the way, or soon to be on the way, and the first few mods that I ordered are the engine guard down here with a little wider width to it as far as the hoop that protects the motor, and also I'll be able to hook up highway pegs, or folding foot pegs down there. And then The other thing is a little small windscreen. It's probably only going to be about this tall, but it'll break up the wind pressure on the chest, so that'll be good. Because right now it's, you know, even at 45 miles an hour, it's pulling me back quite a bit. Because there's just no wind protection at all. There's no leg shield, no nothing, so you really feel it. And now that I don't have anyone behind me, I'm going to coast up, down. Typical engine break-in routine. Most modern bikes, street bikes, don't need it, but I still try to do that. The owner's manual and the manufacturer recommends that you do that anyway. You don't maintain a single RPM, don't go red line, don't go full throttle for the first, you know, little while, few hours of engine operation. It just helps to break in the engine gently. Now, the Trail Cub does not have a gear position indicator like the Super Cub, so you just kind of have to play it by ear or feel and know where you are, or count your gears, you know, subconsciously, whatever. I've already reached for the imaginary fifth gear a couple times because the gearing is shorter on this now. With it's 3 teeth larger on the rear sprocket, which gives it, you know, more acceleration, more torque, but less top speed. So moving along at 45, it feels like the motor is buzzing quite a bit compared to the Cub. The seating position on the Trail is more comfortable, a little more upright than the Super Cub. The bars are higher. The foot peg to seat ratio, kind of the rider triangle, feels about the same, with the exception of the handlebars being higher. The seat itself feels like the same one on the Cub. It's firm, fairly small. I can't tell for sure if it's larger than the Cubs or not. In the pictures it does look larger, but I don't think that's the case. I think they're the same unit. Could be wrong. I'll do some side-by-side comparisons and measurements when I get home. Brakes feel good, but they're still bedding in. You know, they're a little wooden right now. Not real, don't have a lot of bite to them. Using a fair amount of pressure. I'm noticing that it's the same spongy arrangement as the Super Cub. The lever's got plenty of tactile feel to it, but it's just squishy, spongy. When you get into where the brake bite or lockup would be, it just keeps pulling back, it keeps squishing. So I'm going to upgrade my Super Cub and this one with a dual pot front caliper from Nissan. They're available on Japan WeBike. And then I still haven't found a manufacturer that has pre-cut or ready to go brake line, stainless steel brake line kit for the ABS models. For the other markets like Japan, where they don't have ABS standard on these, those are available, but I haven't found any parts that are split line, because you're going to have two pieces. Just going to keep doing up and down on the throttle and the speed here. This thing came in a little quicker than I thought it was going to. I had planned to have the dealer install Gold Plug MP01 when they did the initial setup. That way, you know, from 0 miles, the bike would have had a magnetic sump plug down there to grab the ferrous bits, but it's still on order on Amazon. It's coming in a couple days, but this thing came in quicker than I thought, and I'm not complaining. It's great. I got it. These mirrors are a little bit higher than they were positioned on the Cub, so that does help, but I still have to kind of chicken wing it to see past my own arm. I guess they're not horrible. If you don't upgrade them, they might work for some people. I'm not going to keep them though. I'm definitely going to put on some Enduro folding mirrors, and they'll be a little bit further out, give me a better view of my surroundings than my own arms and shoulders. Wow, now I'm on a 65 mile an hour highway. I told Waze to keep me off of highways. What's this? So one more benefit of the Trail Cub is going to be its increased fuel capacity. It's got a 1.4, 1.5 gallon tank. Don't quote me on the number, I have to look it up. I think it was a 1.4. So it holds a little bit more fuel than the Super Cub did. And I'm hoping that, you know, for longer highway runs, unlike this, 65 mile an hour, when I can relax and run about 50, 55, this should have pretty good range to it. One thing I will say is, headed straight into the wind like this with no wind protection, I'm having trouble pulling past 50 into the wind. The Super Cub doesn't seem to have quite as much trouble, but maybe it's just me. I'm not familiar with the highways out here, so this would not have been my first choice. I don't know why Waze decided to send me down this route. I said no highways, no tolls, no whatever. 65 miles an hour. I think this qualifies as a highway. So for the first time in a very long time, I did not purchase the extended warranty at the time of purchase for the bike. I thought about it. I still might. I'll go back if I decide to add that on. I've got the first year until the 12-month unlimited mile warranty expires. I can still add that on. I don't like doing third-party warranties just because you never know what they're going to cover and what kind of runarounds you're going to get. So I always try to stay with the manufacturer for the warranty. In the CT125's case, the 5-year extended, no deductible, everything warranty was $545 or $565, something like that. So almost $600. I thought, well, I don't know. Do I really need it? It's a Honda. I'm gonna get off the shoulder here and let these guys go by me. I don't know if I need it or not, you know? This thing is so, they're reliable, they're simple. I really don't think anything's gonna go wrong with it. This is not a first gen motor. They've been using it now for a little while, so I'm not too concerned about that. You know, chassis, all the other pieces, it's reused off of the Super Cub for the most part, so I don't think anything's going to fail. And it's a relatively inexpensive bike, so I'm not sure that I see the value add of loading a $600 additional warranty on top of it. I could spend that money on parts, accessories. Yep, that's it. No fifth gear. I keep trying to shift up again. The gearing is definitely a little shorter than the Cub. And I increased the legs, so to speak, on mine with that 15-tooth front sprocket, so the motor's a little more relaxed than this is. To get in behind this guy, no option. So it's first top speed run. I'm doing 55, 56 indicated. Don't know what GPS is going to say about that, but I really want to do that, but I can't be in that breakdown lane over there. It's cordoned off for a reason. Okay, so continuing on here, I just stopped on the side of the road to do a battery swap in the camera and wait for all this traffic to go by, but I wanted to try the kickstart option. So got the ignition on and no clutch to pull, let's just kick it. No, didn't start. Let's try again. Yep. Old school. Kickstart and a fuel injected bike, that's a little different. All right, let this traffic go by, and I'm going to get back on the road. Okay, so I'm just going to keep puttering along. I've got about 4 more miles on this to reach another turn for US 90. I'm still on a 65-mile-an-hour highway, which I don't like. It's okay. So I repacked my gear on the back, put a couple of the cameras away, and I'm just going to continue my journey on home here. It's going to take a while. Got another hour and a half at least at these speeds, you know, just trying to stay around 40 to 50. I don't want to do much more than 45 for an extended period if I can avoid it. Just try to take it easy on this motor. Again, I'm sure it can probably withstand whatever kind of abuse I throw at it because it's a Honda, but you know, just trying to play it by the book. The seating position on this feels more comfortable than the Cub. I'm not sure how or why. If the seat is a little bit differently shaped, it feels flatter. I don't know if it's wider or longer, but it feels flatter somehow. It's got a different feel to it than the Super Cub seat. I think I could probably sit on this thing for quite a long time before my butt wore out. It's actually fairly comfortable. I'll probably still put the what is it, the Dual Sport Airhawk on here. Maybe the Cruiser Medium. I might order one of those and see how they fit. But yeah, I don't know. This feels like a pretty comfy seat. It's firm, that's for sure, but it doesn't feel bad. Maybe my butt's just used to the Super Cub now and it doesn't bother me. It's a possibility. My butt has seen enough time on that Super Cub to get used to it. Anyway, I'm going to shut the camera down now and just concentrating on riding and working the you know, up, down, varying the RPM on this guy. And I finally just dropped out 1 notch on the fuel at 29 miles, which is probably about right. Anyway, I will resume when I get closer to home. So I'm on the edge of downtown now, trying to look that way and ride this way. Trying to stay on the little side streets as much as possible. Well, the sun has finally shown its face late in the afternoon here. What is it? 4:20 in the afternoon. Finally, the sun is out. Clouds have kind of burned off, but oh, it's not warmer. It's still high 40s, low 50s out here. It's pretty chilly. My legs are frozen pretty good in these jeans. Little Trail Cub's doing just fine. Top speed is definitely lower than the Super Cub, for sure. But I'm taking it easy on it, trying not to beat it up. But I am going to take it up on the highway here and do a couple of on and offs to avoid this stretch of lights through here close to Gessner and the Beltway, because the surface street lights just take forever. I could be sitting in this for 25 minutes just trying to get 3 miles. So traffic's pretty thick up on the highway and moving a little bit slower, so I'm going to do a on and off a few times and try to save a few minutes of my life. See how it goes here. So, just putting along here at 50 on the highway with everybody else. Not doing bad. Maybe I'll just take the frontage road. Okay, well, I made it home. Little Trail 125 did well, and my total mileage at the curb is 80 miles on the dot. So it was an 80-mile ride home. Wow. Stayed to the side roads and did just fine. And somebody's calling.
Take back.
Oh, yeah. Return to sender. It's going to get a whole lot worse treatment under my ownership. I'm going to take this thing off-road and beat the heck out of it.